Thanks for staying with us. On this segment, we'll be discussing recent happenings in Nigeria. So, the word CBEX, with its full meaning as China Beijing Equity Exchange, has dominated the social media space in the last couple of days. What exactly is CBEX? CBEX is a digital trading asset platform that allegedly promised its investors a whopping 100% return on investment within 30 days. In the dramatic turn of events, yesterday was a dark day for thousands of investors on the platform as over 1.3 trillion allegedly disappeared before their very eyes, bringing severe pains and agony to many. Joining us to understand everything that transpired right from the very beginning is a business leader, growth strategist with a robust background in science and business innovation. Welcome with us, Usman Imanah, to the studio. Good to have you.
Thank you for having me.
So some of us, we are totally clueless on stuff like this. I don't even, as Victor was saying before the break, there's certain circles that have an idea. So tell us, for those of us who don't know what was going on, what's a digital asset platform? What do they do there?
To be honest, that is just a buzzword. Okay. It's a Ponzi scheme. Let's call it what it is. It's a Ponzi scheme. And they are not new. They are usually cycles. I mean, those of us that are old enough, in the 90s, we knew of the wonder banks during the military regime. Wonder banks like Nospetco and the likes. Then after the bust, there was another cycle again. Then you had MMM. MMM was very popular. And after the bust, MMM was around 2016. After people had healed from the wonder banks, they licked their wounds. They came back again as MMM. That's when they came as MMM. MMM bust. And then the next year, there was Helping Hands International. That was when crypto was coming. So they started doing it backed by crypto. Then you started seeing some platforms that will tell you that they are agric driven. That that they are selling products and all that. You should come and invest. And those ones too came, and there was a bust. I think this is the next cycle after that.
No, there was NBA Forex.
NBA Forex was those ones are in the class of Helping Hands. Before, so that cycle left. Then there was a bit of gap. Then we have CBEX now.
So, you know, the painful part when I heard this was, I was asking myself, am I in this Nigeria? Because I did not hear. So you people had a way of cashing out. Everybody was making money codedly. Nobody was telling a sister or helping a brother that there's something.
People don't cash out
because
the small money, they just cash.
Because I remember during MMM, it was loud. This one will call Nima come and join us.
A month before it crashed, I can't put my money. At that time, I
never knew. So, help us educate Nigerians on how best to invest their money, because I see there's usually this hurry. They ask you how many percent, 10%. No, it's not enough. They go to places where they are promised 100%. 80%, you don't understand the source, whatever they are doing there, but they tell you bring your money and you get 100% returns in 30 days. Please help us. Is it possible to make that kind of returns in such a short time with any amount of money?
Okay, so let me talk about general principles when it comes to life generally. Life happens organically. Okay. It's like saying that you want to have a child today and you want the child to fly tomorrow. You are here today. You didn't just start what you are doing, what you are known for. It took a while. So there's process. The moment somebody is giving you something that lacks process, run.
Suspicious.
For me, and I mean, things, the world changes, but some things are just permanent. They are basic. Money is made when value is created and exchanged. Personally, if you cannot explain the process, if I cannot explain the process of value creation and exchange in one sentence, I will not invest. If I cannot tell you how, in one sentence, how we make money and how we make value and how we exchange it for money in one sentence, one or two, maybe a paragraph, then that's a personal mantra that I go by. Now, in terms of investing, I think the first thing that we should look at is the country has a central bank. And in Nigeria, I've forgotten the name now. Not SEC. Federal Central Bank, they have this monetary policy meeting that they have monthly, that they fix the interest rate. So if in Nigeria, I will give an example. I don't have the figure for the last one. Let's say interest rate is 30%. Let's say 25.
Not up to 30,
it's not up to 30%. I'm just, let's say 20%, for instance. That's per annum. If you prorate it over 12 months, that's about 2% per month. That's headline. Of course, the financial institutions will have add their other fees and margins and all that. So even if you are borrowing somebody, even the loan sharks, 5% is very, very high. So if somebody is coming to tell you that you make 30% and you are looking at the average and there's a huge variance, you know that there's an issue. Then the next thing is to look at what kind of business are they doing. I mean, there are different businesses that you can say, okay, this is realistic. So if somebody is trading in high value products, or if that oil and gas transactions, contracts that you are sure that you can explain how that money can cycle and come out and give you your returns, then you can invest. But when people are making unrealistic, they're giving you unrealistic returns in a business that you cannot follow the lines of where money comes in and goes out. Okay. It's only common sense.
Because at the end of the day, right, by what you're saying, it's just about someone sitting on that person down and washing the person's head and convincing the person. Just like, it's not today this scam started. For example, we own gold. We carry a bag of gold. We go and give somebody that does not even own gold. They will carry our gold and put in their reserve and tell us that they give us paper, that they're using their currency to back up, using the gold to back up their currency. Who came about that? Then we were not busy trading paper. When somebody is holding our gold, it is still the scam. Not be today this scam starts. Someone washing your head. And that's why Russia, China, they've said no to things like that. Because it not be today. It's just about someone washing your head and telling you, give me your gold. Imagine someone is holding our gold. We get gold. And they're scamming us and we're carrying paper and walking around. When you check it, commercial paper, it's still the same thing. But let me ask you a question, right? It's so funny how they say there are no faces behind this thing, but then you still see they've convinced people to be able to open up, like you were saying that you did not hear about it. But the people had centers where they were educating people, bringing down lines and everything in different centers. Right? So now who will be held responsible? Because those people now, they can't be held responsible because even they don't even know who their oga be. All they were trying to do is to be able to create downlines so that they can be paid and bring in more people. In situations like this, like I'm still suffering from the trauma of MMM. Because people like me, I did not hear. And a month before that, and I said, people have been cashing out now since I did not hear. Let me put my own money. They said it's Christmas, so they know they put money for Christmas. Everybody wants money back. I say no, now don't they chop since. I put now. MBA Forest come. They had legal team, had everything everywhere. You sign contract, you say your money is safe. Money go. So in situations like this, who do you really hold responsible?
That's the last question.
To be honest, there are two people for me, I would say. First is the individual. And it's like a chicken and egg situation, because the reason why people fall into these schemes, there are two reasons. Actually, three. The first one is financial literacy. People don't know better.
Yeah.
The second is greed, right? To a small extent. Then the third is regulation. Ideally, right? Ideally, there should be regulatory oversight for this kind of businesses, right? But then again, because people lack that financial literacy, they don't know to check for these things. It was only after the bust of CBEX that SEC gave a warning, right? And to be honest, it's not just a Nigerian thing. If you look at the stats, there are countries in the US, there are Ponzi schemes, Russia, China, India. I think where you can draw a line with these countries where you have huge population, and then huge population with maybe aside the US with a lot of people that are below the poverty line, right? So because you don't have enough jobs, there are no opportunities. People are looking for ways to make quick money, but they are everywhere.
But SEC will say they've been actually informing Nigerians, because I know there was some time that I saw some information just warning Nigerians generally don't fall for these things.
Yes,
but people don't really care, because we see these things, but we just look away like.
But that's where I have a problem. As a body, as a regulatory body, nobody needs to inform you of any scheme. Remember when crypto was trending, and the CBN governor at the time, even though now he's facing criminal charges, said crypto was strange outrightly to our people. And you know, a lot of crypto, everybody who put their money into crypto knew they were taking a risk from beginning. So I think SEC is really slacking. Nospetco, I remember after Nospetco, I don't have any money to give anybody, because Nospetco came like a company. And we have MMM after, we had, you know, and now CBEX, we're just finding out. Shouldn't SEC have found out and be on guard and put people on alert so more people don't fall victim? Why is
so that's where the regulatory oversight is very important. I don't know that it is enough to just educate and warn people. I think that they should go the extra mile to enforcement. So it's just like, I'll use an example, NAFDAC. NAFDAC will educate you on products, but they will go and shut down factories that are producing fake products. So that's enforcement. So I don't know that I've seen enforcement in from the SEC. Probably, I mean, it might have happened and we've not seen, but in this case, that is what should have happened. They should have gone and shut down, because for you to start those kind of business, you need to have a license. I mean, the banks are highly regulated, the financial houses are highly regulated. Even to run a business of a lending business, there are licenses. There's a state license and there's the federal license. You must have it. I mean, look at microfinance bank. You know that there's a body overseeing them. So, just like you said, that enforcement in schemes like this, they need to do more.
Sometimes these schemes or these companies have money. I mean, I know that there have been people who have paid to come on our show many years ago, and they've scammed people. So somebody says, you know, I'm going to come and pay TVC to give me an opportunity, give me airtime for something, and they come, and because they are on the station, people think they have credibility, and because of that, they sign up for it. So you buy land or you buy something, and then the people scammed you, and people now send to us and say, we saw them on your station, and we're thinking, we have a disclaimer saying, listen, everybody here is there, they came to sell, we have nothing in association with them. But how do we protect Nigerians when these people, their money bags, the CBEX can go, I heard that they even advertised, they have an office, they have people, so you think they are credible. So how else can a Nigerian really be cautious of these kind of people, do you think?
So just like you said, TVC is one. There are a lot of them use influencers, right? They use influencers, and people will gravitate towards influencers more than they will to a TV station. There are people that just have, those that have cult followings, and people. So again, it still falls back on the regulator, right? People need to be able to, for you to come. So for instance, if you want to place a billboard, if I want to place a billboard as a business, I must get LASA, I must get something from the Out of Home Association of Nigeria. There are bodies that you must present the licenses for before the agency that is going to hoist your billboard is going to progress. So I think that, you know, like I said, falls back to the regulator. There needs to be licenses that people must have before they can commercially go and sell things. You can do it privately, nobody will hold you, but for you to do it in mass, there needs to be a checklist of things that people must present.
Let me go on a very short break. When we come back, we'll take a few calls, because we'd like to hear from Nigerians who have experiences or who know somebody who has lost money on CBEX. It would be good to hear their own story. Stay with us, we'll be right back.
Stay tuned. Your View will be right back.
Thanks for staying with us. Please call us on 020-1635-2013, 090-241-63440. Also send us messages on X and also on YouTube. We'll be happy to hear your stories. So many comments coming in because people who have experienced it. Nima, you have one?
I have Emmanuel says regulators are to blame. Instead of doing their jobs well, they are playing politics. Andrew says, I am sorry to laugh. So CBEX don't scam some Nigerians like MMMAB. It's Ojukokoro greediness that took some people there. They want magic money. Muritala Konde says, well, they are very quick to arrest or take action on whoever speaks about the government in power, talking about this security agencies.
So Hafsa says they don't call it greed, they call it high risk takers. They hire the risk, they hire the return. That's why people like us that cannot take risks never blow. On that percent.
So that's another angle to look at it. It's a risk taking. And you see, I think where the reason why I blame Nigerians sometimes is that because we never have belief in our systems. You see, Nigerians they like to do self-help. I hear something, let me sort myself out. Because you think somebody who has a bit of knowledge and exposure will go and verify. I'll go to SEC website because SEC is not going to come and dish the information to you at your house. You have to go online. Okay, CBEX, who are they? Where are they from? Do some research. No, you don't want that. You want to just, I saw them, I expect SEC should come to send an agent to my house to come and knock my door and tell me they are scam. That's not going to happen.
But then again, you will be surprised that some people that have lost money are people that are well informed. They know that it's a Ponzi scheme. They know that it's going to crash. But what they are thinking of is, let me get in at the top of the pyramid and cash out.
Cash out first.
I can almost bet that most of the people that lost money fall in that cycle, because this is a cycle that is going is on its 4th round in Nigeria. So you want to
this CBEX.
No, not CBEX.
Ponzi. What does that tell you about the kind of people that we are? Why are we crying foul? Because if you open your eye and see that this one we know is scam, but I want to quickly cash out whose money? The money they are using to pay you back, whose money is that?
Other people's money.
Other people's money. So what does that? We're criminals. So how do we solve this issue? Why are we crying now?
CBS happen around the world.
And the same thing with the human beings. We're criminals.
No, the human beings. Everybody else. So it's a human thing.
So why are we crying now?
If you look at countries where...
Sorry, let me pause you, sir. Habiba's been holding for a while. Habiba, thanks for calling.
Hi, good morning.
Good morning, you're live.
I'm a first-time caller.
Welcome to volume, please. Go ahead,
Can you hear me?
Yes.
Okay. So, yes, I agree with BC. See, the whole thing is, a lot of us know this thing it's a Ponzi scheme. A lot of us, as in 90% of persons who invested in it, they knew it is a scam, it's a Ponzi scheme. But everybody just wanted to get in, cash out, and run. And the people who I don't know what word to use for them, were those who were still referring people, even when there was a rumor that this thing was going to crash. Even as at last week, I know people who were still referring people. They will tell you, I know somebody who told somebody to use his house rent to invest in this. Even when the house rent was due for next month, he told the guy, tell your landlord to give you extra 1 week. People collected loans from loan sharks. Somebody collected 600,000 naira to pay 968,000.
Wow.
Hoping to cash out and pay back that loan and probably make some profit. So we all know what we are doing. A lot of persons know. By next month or a few months from now, another one will come out. A lot of persons who have lost now will rush into that one, hoping to get their money fast and run away. People will lose too. So it's a circle. Nigerians don't learn. This is, even if SEC had come out, because we have people...
Thank you very much, Habiba. Because, go ahead.
You know how they say, if corruption, if it doesn't favor you, it's corruption, but if it favors you, it's grace. It's a classical example.
Or the fact that we criticize government, but when we enter that place, we do exactly the same thing. It's the same people manner we have.
Let me ask, how does this work? I remember MMM those days. You refer a person, you already have your investment secured, you get your returns. But when you refer a person, you get something. So, or it increases your return, I think.
So how did this work? It's like multi-level marketing, but without a product. Multi-level marketing, you know how multi-level marketing works. You put money, you make more and all that.
You bring people in.
But that there's a product, there's value. So people are buying a product. But this one, the product is not there. Just think of it like that, and it will make sense. So you bring people, it's all, they're all just trying to pull in money to pay, because it's a pyramid, fewer people would have entered. I mean, if you're coming in and you're bringing 5 people, you will collect, they will use the one from the down lines to pay the ones of the upline, and it continues like that until they get to a critical mass. Then you start to hear things like, oh, there's a system upgrade. When you hear system, that's the first red flag.
When you see the row zero, no green row finish.
Like, let me answer Mario, like, you know, when you were saying like that, you know, how will people enter and stuff. You know, till they're working on our minds. Let's say, for example, someone that you look up to, someone convince them to enter this thing. And then this person, you know that this person is financially literate and careful person, and the person is making money. And then the person is trying to show you the way. They say, follow no road. Yeah. Then you go come enter, they go come here, come tell me I'm busy. Road, they don't show me road. I want you, we don't look you like say you stop, and they go, don't tell us, you now tell us the name of the person that refer. We now say, is this how they're making this money? We don't even know financial investments and stuff. We can't carry our small one.
Funny enough, and they grow.
That's how it happens.
Very, very fast.
It's who you know.
But Amaka,
and you can trust.
Say that how we are all criminally minded.
We are.
We must admit, we must call ourselves, call a spade, because we are saying our own now. But if somebody had brought that thing to us, BBC, just put small money. We can test it, maybe just $100. Let me see. And then they bring $200. The greed in us, because we all there's that tiny hard greed that many of us have. That we because it's not in your front, you might pretend that it's not a big deal. But it's because the people who are getting involved in it, it's not that they're stupid. They just feel like opportunity is here. Let me cash in and get out.
But that's human nature.
It's human. God bless you.
It's human nature. It's just like nature by default. If you have a piece of land here and you don't plant anything, if it rains, it is wheat that will grow, corn will not grow. So for you to get the kind of behavior that you want, you have to be intentional. If you take the kind of systems we have here in Nigeria and put them in another country, people will be lawless. The reason why people act the way they act, because there are systems, and that's why you even have religion and rules and regulations. You don't just leave people to move like herds. So
this is where government comes in.
Regulatory. Because
let me take this call. Uwa has been holding for a while. Good morning, Uwa from Festac. You're live.
Hello, good morning.
Good morning. Good morning.
Good morning, gorgeous ladies.
Good morning, ma'am.
Good morning. Yeah, my question here is, we all want to invest, and they advise us not to invest in the bank because their exchange rate is not much. So how do we know the right place or the right organization to invest our money? That's my question. It's just a pity. I feel for those victims. Thank you.
That's a very fair question. It's pretty basic. I think you started in the beginning how to know which one is credible. How do we know?
So for me, the first, like I said, if the vehicle that you are investing in cannot explain to you in a paragraph how value is created and exchanged for money, then there's a problem. You should understand how that value creation and exchange works at the barest minimum. Then the other thing is look at the returns. You have to look at what is the variance between what you are being promised and what the CBN returns is. There's an average of what is obtainable. You can't grow that much faster than the economy
at all. That's
because you don't work in isolation. I mean, it happens, but the truth is, if somebody is running a business that is making 100%, he won't call you to come and invest. He will borrow at 30% and put it in that business. I mean, that's what I said to somebody that came to meet me. Oh, that you get 100% in 1 month. And I said, okay, go to the bank, borrow 5% per month at the max, put it, collect your 100%,
and pay back.
Give them their 5% and keep your 95%. Why are you coming to meet me? Because life doesn't work that way. Life works organically. It's when you start to think of, oh, let me make everything. Go and look at the wealthiest people, the most successful people in the world. There's no overnight success. That overnight success that you have seen has been working for like 10 years. You are just seeing when the person grew. Do you get so? But people want to just make everything at the same time. There are many businesses that you can invest in. You can invest in the stock exchange. It's regulated by SEC. And in most cases, if you want to invest in finance, always look out for insured by NDDC. What that means, deposit insurance, NDIC, sorry. What that means is that your money is insured. It depends on your risk appetite. If you want to invest in the stock exchange, if you want to invest in funds, for instance, you can do money market. Money market is more, is less returns but more guarantees.
Let me
if you
take
want
this
to do
call.
equities, you can do. There are many vehicles.
Uche has been holding for Mori. Thanks for calling, Uche. Good morning, Uche.
Wow.
You're live.
Yeah, good morning.
Morning,
good
sir.
morning. Good day out this morning.
Yes.
It's a very interesting topic. One thing we understand in this country, in Nigeria, is that things are very difficult financially for a lot of people. And many people are just looking for means how to survive. So when some of all these investments of a thing come out, with the way they painted it, many people want to know so that they can be able to cater for your family without even asking any question. They want to be involved. You understand? Hello?
Yeah.
You see, some of all these platforms, when they came, they will even show you their license, CAC license from this country, from this license. They will pay some of them, and it's not everyone that we go about begin to investigate to find out whether it is a correct one or not. Then you invest. At the end of it, you say there's one particular one in this country by a Nigerian man called Jesse Michael that's called AAS. I don't know if any of you have heard about it.
How do you hear those guys?
This man came up, and a lot of people, Nigeria and other countries, invested in this platform. This thing ran for about 3 months with a lot of story, this and that. And when this thing comes, we were educated for about 2 to 3 months how this platform is going to work. He was saying that it's a live thread. He was showing pictures, showing some data of the better test of this system. Everybody, even some of us that we're not involved in anything Ponzi again, when we saw this, we believed in it and we invested. I myself, I sold my car and invested in this platform. As I'm talking to you, this man is still flying in this country, collecting honors, getting awards, getting chieftaincy titles. Why this system is there is promising this, that, this and that, and fighting court cases here and there for people that are opposing him. His name is Michael, and the platform is AAS.
Very, this is a pathetic story.
Okay, so what happens where the personalities, because for no spectacle, there's somebody that, me too, I feel that person should not be, flagged as the richest person in Africa today, and the person is walking around free. Why does the system not take care of that?
So you know that who are you doing business with? Are you doing with the individual or the organization? When you incorporate a business, you practically separate yourself from the business. So I think that's part of the reasons why people, so if there's a court case,
they will lift the veil now. Back out the individual.
If that is not done, then you can't go
if they are visible, you can even find them.
If that is not done, you can't really do anything to the individual. And probably some of them, the case might still be in court.
Okay, but they have to wrap up on this. There's a comment from Mr. Jalil Aziz. Says, good morning, everyone. The topic of discussion is just a reflection of the mindset of an average Nigerian. I don't pity victims of CBEX. The money they should have invested in backyard gardening so they can come out of hunger, they prefer to invest it in Yahoo schemes. How can someone use his or her rent to gamble? My question is to you, your views. If you are the landlord of this tenant, what would you do?
Straight.
Also, people should be careful of this AI thing, because I remember when someone was trying to talk to me about it, and I said, how are you trading and you don't want the stress? They say, no, you wake up in the morning, you put it, AI is trading, This whole new technology thing, AI is trading for you, AI. So you also need, and I said, if AI is trading and giving me 100%, what happens to the Wall Street guys, the guys that enter this thing, like I said,
are they out of jobs?
They're out of jobs, and what's going to, so, people also need to be careful with that. This whole AI.
Unfortunately, that's all we can take. Thank you very much,
Thank you
Mr.
so
Imanah, for
much.
coming to share with us, because I really feel bad for. I mean, I feel bad for those who lost money, because, as I said, many of them were hoping for that quick fix. But that's not really the way.
Why are you feeling bad? Did they
That's
tell
not how
you?
life works.
That's not what they tell me. Just I feel bad because some people really lost a lot of money.
Yeah.
I know.
Some people, their life earnings gone, wiped
See,
out.
the last
They are
man
ground
was-
zero.
You could tell from the way he was talking.
Ground
Sold
zero.
everything.
Who's that?
The
color,
color,
yeah.
The color, yeah.
Yeah.
So
Ground
sad.
zero. So, I mean, I feel bad for them, but I hope that we Nigerians learn from this experience again. Let's go on a short break. We'll come back, bring in our next guest. Stay with us. We'll be right back.
Stay tuned. Your View will be right back.